The NIP player could have just checked the corner and taken out double walk. So smart play by him.
Counter-Strike didn't just evolve because of better aim. It evolved because of utility. Just look at the first CSGO major. Watch how teams execute bomb sites.
The NIP. Here comes the push. Freiburg is waiting, and so is Get right there, pushing in, wrapping around for construction. But
you'll notice something immediately. Very few smokes. No molotovs and flashes, mostly just thrown over walls without much coordination. Back then, teams relied heavily on raw aim. If someone was holding an angle, well, you simply had to outshoot them. Molotov already existed in CSGO, but they were rarely used to clear common positions. Many players were still learning how powerful utility can actually be.
These grenades could do all of the work for them. 3 of them going over the wall, 1 on Exist, 1 on Crims. Everybody's catching fire. Twist goes down, and there it is. They close it right out.
As the years passed, organizations like Astralis completely changed professional Counter-Strike. Instead of relying on individual aim, they focused on perfect teamwork. Suddenly, executes became almost impossible to defend. This wasn't just better utility, it was utility used as a weapon. A Molotov didn't just clear a corner, it decided where the next gunfight would happen. And suddenly, professional Counter-Strike looked completely different. Teams weren't losing aim duels anymore, they were losing fights they never even got to take. So, naturally, everyone copied them. Within just a few years, nearly every top team had developed pages and pages of utility setups. Practice servers became just as important as deathmatch. Players spent hours learning lineups, perfecting timings. Counter-Strike had evolved into something much bigger than raw mechanics. It had become a game of preparation, and if you thought that was the peak, Valve changed everything again.
For over 2 decades, Counter-Strike has offered an elite competitive experience, one shaped by millions of players from across the globe. And now, the next chapter in the CS story is about to begin. This is Counter-Strike 2.
When Counter-Strike 2 was announced, most players expected better graphics, maybe smoother movement. Nobody expected the biggest change to come from a smoke grenade. For over 20 years, smokes worked almost exactly the same. But Valve introduced volumetric smokes. For the first time in Counter-Strike history, a smoke wasn't permanent, it was interactive. Each bullet was important. Grenades weren't just for damage. They created opportunity. Teams that adapted the fastest immediately gained an advantage. Today's Counter-Strike feels so much faster than it did 10 years ago. Counter-Strike didn't become harder because players learned new lineups or started shooting better. It became harder because everyone learned how to think. The grenade you throw isn't important. The reason you throw it is. From the early days of simple executes, to Astralis turning utility into a science, to CS2's volumetric smokes changing the rules once again, every generation has pushed Counter-Strike further than anyone thought possible. Maps, bomb sites, rifles stayed almost the same. The game itself is completely different. And if Counter-Strike has taught us one thing over the last 25 years, it's that someone, somewhere, is already discovering the next evolution.